So I just closed my trade of last night. I had a sell on GU, and okay, let me see if I took it on my phone. Should have held this trade, but I decided to leave it and probably wait for another entry. This is loading. Oh, so it's not loading. But yeah, I just you know this is the phase one of 25k, the recent 25k account I bought. So this is the phase one, and the trade helped me pass it. I would have showed the trade, but it's not coming up. And I would have showed it my laptop also, but it's not this screen recording. I cannot video. Nothing I can make a record from the back of the phone. So yeah. So yeah, this as you see, it's almost like 100%. Trade experience. I should have passed the account on the previous trade, but I didn't want to risk more than what I was risking. But today I was able to pass the account. I've gotten my phase two logins already. Yeah, as you can see, from funding pips. My other accounts, I'm already up for payouts on this my 25k account. You can see clearly about $500. So, but this one I was in drawdown. I already had profit before, but I went back into drawdown. As you can see, bro. This drawdown that you are seeing now, this red you are seeing now, because of the bad trades I've been taking, C plus trades, I blew my 10k funded. I would have been requesting for payouts in two accounts at the moment, my 10k and my 55k, but I cannot now because I already blew the 10k. Like I passed the phase, I go funded, I started taking losses once that account quenched. It's after the account quenched that I was now like, hold on, what am I doing? What the hell am I doing? This, like, bro, this is the kind of experience we have. You just have to recollect your thoughts and just hold your hands first. So I had to go back to the charts, study what I've been doing wrong, went through my journal. That is why it's good to take records, like make screen record of your setups. Know the ones that play out and the ones that don't. Screenshots your trades before and after. You understand? So I went back to those things and I was checking, I see, and I realized that one particular kind of setup has been giving me SL. That is what has been giving me SL. And the reason why I've been collecting excess from that trade, from that setup, is I was desperate to get payouts. I was very so excited that I am 25k funded, I'm 10k funded. It feels like an amazing thing that I just want to get money from it, and like, I did this shit, I did it. So I fell short. I wasn't even trading my system anymore. When I went back to the drawing board, I was not seeing that I was trying to incorporate a new system again from my system, a new one, and that has been giving me losses. So after I went back, I sat with myself. I wrote on my journal. You know, I took responsibility of my stupidity, my action, my ego, and all of that, my greed, and I recollected my thoughts and decided to try again with my real system, with the system that have given me payout before, the system that made me pass this account phase one and phase two both. So I decided to go back to that and watch what I've been doing wrong. And as you can see from here, this $40 that you're seeing here, this was the trade and I closed it in break even. I later went to my take profit. But this trade, as you can see from there to 600, that's $8,200, I was able to bring out this account a little bit out of drawdown. This account was 6 to 7% in drawdown, like minus 6% drawdown. That was what this account was in. But I wasn't so scared when I sat back to actually revisit the chart and know what I've been doing wrong. I wasn't so scared. I was like, no, I can do this, but I wasn't putting on my my mind to it. I already like concluded whatever happens, but I try to be optimistic and try to see if I can bring this account back to life, and which I eventually did by God's grace. I've been on a winning streak. This has been 3 win. I have 3 winning streak, 3 days winning streak. And once I realized that I don't just trade every day anymore. Like these winning streaks now have been, what's it called? I entered, like it's like one trade in a week. Like I was able to catch a good A plus setup once a week. Though it happened many times, so my system played out in other pairs. But the pair I trade, which is gold and GBP USD, it played out in some of them a lot of times. But I was able to catch A plus setups that I was very confident entering. 3 of them. One from the first week, I saw only one of that trade and I didn't take any trade anymore. I could have passed this account a long time ago, but I FOMO'd out of one of the trade good sale that happened last week. I FOMO'd out of it, and so yesterday I was able to catch a sell on GBP USD, a very short sell. I feel like it's too buy because I think it's a manipulation. So I caught the manipulation, and glory to God, he take profit this morning. As you can see, this 109, 104, 108, 107, and the last one 135. It was last night's trade. I woke up this morning to take profit, and which was so good. This is the 3rd day of May, and this is my first trade, and first trade went to take profits. I am so happy, right? But I'm not so super excited like that. I'm also really, really so excited. I'm really grateful to God. I'm so grateful that the Holy Spirit was able to bring me down and humble me and let me understand that this is what I'm missing, this is what I'm not seeing, these are the mistakes I'm making, and I was able to get myself back on track. Sorry, I mean to say. So that is that for this. I would have showed you the trade, but the trading view is not opening on my phone now. I don't know why. Okay, let's see. I think it has opened. So this was the trade. I went to do my voters card yesterday. So I was at the voting headquarters, INEC office, when I was analyzing this trade. So what does my system say? Now this trade wouldn't have been an A plus setup, but on the higher time frame, on the grand scheme of things, price was bearish. So I saw the bearish opportunity there, and I decided to take the trade. And price actually gave me a very good reason to enter and look for a 1:2 risk to reward, which is my risk to reward. So over there, I saw the break after this manipulation. My system is a power of 3, but my entry model is also a power of 3. So once price give me, once I mark out my range which is the New York session open, true New York session open candle. So I mark it out and I wait for the manipulation at the break, not just ordinary break, a real break. Now the break, why I got so confident about entering this trade was the break, which was this heavy blocked candle, was from the 1 hour time frame, then giving me another candle again without closing into this FVG on the 1 hour time frame. I decided to enter that fair value gap. This resistance level, which was the low of the New York session range. After the manipulation, the break of structure, and I got into that range. So that was my entry. I got into the trade last night and I just went to bed. I targeted the 1:2. Yeah, this is just below this area. I was expecting price to reverse because this was actually a range. Structure, and what just happened now is likely the manipulation. That's why I said this was likely the manipulation I traded. So this is the manipulation, because on the higher time frame, this is the daily. This red line is the daily time frame candle, the daily high and low, and if you can see the daily time frame here manipulated this previous day's low here. So, and I'm expecting this high to be taken out because price actually did a wholesome here, right here. This area should have, I expected to come take this high here, which it hasn't done that. So when I saw that entry, I felt like price was just want to take more liquidity and tap into this inversion fair value gap here, which it did, right, and probably reverse now, right? So that was the trade for me, and I took the sell. So what might happen in GBP now might be this manipulation, a power of 3 again. I'm sorry, this accumulation here, manipulation, which is happening at the moment, and probably tomorrow, being Thursday, or today, price might just distribute. So that is what I actually trade on the higher time frame and the lower time frame as well. So that is the breakdown of the trade. I just wanted to show it out, and yeah, peace out. Let me go prepare for the gym. So I'm grateful to God for this trade. I'm really grateful. It's a different feeling when you go to sleep and wake up to take profits. It's a different feeling, I promise you. And making money, it's a really different feeling. I don't know, I thought I would be so excited when I start consistently getting these wins, right? I'm really happy, but I don't know, the expression is also convincing to me. Like, the feeling is not so convincing of the happiness, but I'm happy. I don't know, I just need to keep consistently doing this to grow my confidence in my system and myself, and believe that okay, now this is working and I can scale from this business and be consistently profitable. Take myself out of the trenches, my family out of the trenches, provide for my family and all of that. So yeah, I'm grateful to God for this trade. It's a good convincing trade. It's a trade that I will take anytime I see. So I'll have explained the higher time frame and the reason why I confidently entered the sale, because the reason why I entered for the sale, on the higher time frame, because price was it was bearish at the same time giving bullish, but it hasn't broken structure to give us that bullish directional bias, which the structure it would be breaking that will give us that bias would be the structure here. Once break this level, look for support here and targets so yeah. So that is that for that, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, my Gucci, my day.